Lions 20, Falcons 6. A much improved game from the Lions this past week.
Absolutely.
Offense, while they didn't look fantastic, got the job done. Dan Campbell was much more conservative in his play calling in terms of fourth downs. He did actually go for it once the entire game.
Made me happy.
Let's look at the demands from last week, shall we? We asked that they control time of possession. The time of possession was 32 minutes and pause. Basically 33 minutes to 27 minutes in favor of the Lions. We asked for 60-40. I'll count it. I don't know if
it's real. It's real close.
It's real close. It's over 50%. So we'll count that. Less than 125 yards passing. Desmond Ridder, while he finished with 200 yards throwing, technically he finished with 139 passing yards because he was sacked 7 times for a loss of 62 yards.
Incredible.
So while they didn't reach 125 yards, we'll give it to them for having 7 fucking sacks in the game. 100% fourth down conversion. We'll give it to them because they didn't go for it at all on fourth down the entire game. No turnovers. Unfortunately, they did not get there. Jared Goff with 1 interception. Back-to-back games for Goff. That has to be the first one in a while. Probably dating back to their losing streak last year. And then Marvin Jones, 40 yards. I think that was 4 catches and 40 yards. Marvin Jones, I don't believe, was targeted in the game.
He's been absent from this game plan.
As a matter of fact, there was only 4 people that caught balls for the Lions on Sunday. The 17 of, I believe, 22 completions that Goff had went to Amon and Sam Laporta. Speaking of which, let's go back to that first week when I said that the Lions have to get the young guys going early. What a fucking game for the young guys.
Absolutely.
Sam Laporta, 8 catches, 84 yards, including a 45-yard touchdown. He caught 8 of 11 targets. He looks sensational. I'm ready to eat my words.
And also, I feel like a big criticism of Goff has been the deep ball with him at times.
Yeah.
Well, that was a pretty deep touchdown pass to Laporta. That might have been one of his longer ones, as a Lion.
I gotta say, a lot of people could have made that throw. I mean,
he's wide open. He
did not have a single soul in sight when he threw that ball. It was very similar to Jamo's first career touchdown. Remember that one against Minnesota?
I don't remember, but I remember the play.
I think it was Minnesota, but he was wide open. He did also have another one to Khalif Raymond, a.k.a. Kenny Raymond, earlier in the game that he missed. That was a little bit of a tighter window. So, I don't know. I'm still not fully sold. I didn't think Goff had the greatest game. I thought he missed some throws. That pick was not great. But all in all, it's a Detroit Lions win. His rushing touchdown was sensational. That was really fun to watch.
Yeah, that was awesome. Shout out to that ball was kind of close to our section, which is I feel like it was headed in that direction. Maybe if you had a little more cannon on there, could have gotten up there. But.
Jahmyr Gibbs, 17 carries for 80 yards. His longest was 21 on the day. He had 1 catch for 2 yards on 2 targets. So Gibbs, again, not the greatest game, but he averaged roughly 5 yards a carry, which is good.
The advertised Gibbs versus Robinson Bowl was not
all it's piped up to be.
I would agree.
It's a great segue into our defense, which, holy shit. We had 7 sacks, 11 tackles for a loss. We had 7 pass deflections. We had 8 quarterback hits on the day. Jack Campbell gets his first career sack. He finished with, 6 total tackles, 3 solos. The sack, 1 tackle for a loss. Good game from Jack Campbell, but let's get to the point here. I mean, this son of a bitch, Brian Branch, is one hell of a football player. His pass deflection on Kyle Pitts in that one where he was fully extended was sensational. He was all over the backfield. He was laying the wood on Bijan Robinson throughout the game. 3 tackles for losses, 2 pass deflections, 11 solo tackles. He's the first NFL player in history to post those stats. I mean, my God.
And in a week where you really needed him to be, step up at the very least. I mean, not that like he was like massively down or anything, but like this is a game where your secondary was pretty banged up and we didn't know what we were going to be getting, and the fact that he delivered on that high of a level was pretty amazing.
Pretty amazing to watch. The secondary was flying all over the place all day. Tracy Walker, who made his first start, had 6 tackles, 1 pass deflection. Jerry Jacobs had a bounce back week, I would say. He had 7 tackles. He made a great play on a Bijan run. The run defense looks amazing.
Agreed.
They had 20 carries for 44 yards on the day. Their longest run was 11 yards. That's 2.2 yards a carry. Bijan had 10 carries for 33 yards. Algier had 7 for 12. Desmond Ridder had 2 for 3. Kyle Pitts had a rush for -4 yards. Their secondary needs some improvement.
They came into this game understanding the assignment that the Falcons' bread and butter is ground and pound, run the football. Yeah. Bijan Robinson, Tyler Algier, some design runs for Ridder, and they did everything in their power to put that to a stop, and it worked. The Falcons' offense looked inept in many parts of this game.
They really did. They had 183 total yards. Hutch finally gets to the quarterback. He had 2 sacks, including a strip fumble and his own recovery, which was really fun to watch. He looked, good. It finally came together. I mean, they were getting pressure on on the quarterback. At least Hutch was, and he was finally able to get to him. He had some great celebrations too.
The stanky leg.
Yeah, but the fact that we started seeing linebackers get home. Derek Barnes had a sack. Jack Campbell had a sack.
Anzalone was playing his hair and fire for a little bit.
Freaking mind, which was a bit shocking. Charles Harris had a sack. Benito had a sack. Aleem McNeil had a sack. I mean, finally we're seeing the defensive tackles wake up a little bit and get some pressure on the quarterback too, which is huge.
It's going to be really exciting when this team can put the best of both sides of the ball together for a full game. I mean,
absolutely. If
that defense is playing like they were playing last week and the offense can play as well as we know it can when it's fully healthy and everybody's on the field, this is a pretty darn good football team. I mean, definitely a team we should be talking about as a serious playoff team.
I would agree with that. Let's move on to next week, technically tomorrow now. The Detroit Lions are traveling to Green Bay. It is the division opener, Thursday Night Football in Lambeau on the road, outdoor stadium, which is a little bit worrisome.
It's fall. I mean, the weather won't be too bad.
Goff's played good against the Packers too. So let's go ahead. Let's jump right into the list of demands.
I demand satisfaction.
We had 10 penalties. Totaling 119 yards. We gave up 4 first downs to the Falcons on penalties. 3 penalties or less. Let's clean that up. That's way too much. And you know that they're going to be fucking calling it for the piece of shit, green and yellow pieces of shit.
Cheeseheads.
Fuckers. Defense, while it is awesome that they're finally getting to the quarterback and getting sacks, the secondary is still not putting it together. The fact that they gave up 200 yards to Desmond Ridder when he was just so atrocious throwing the ball really says something. And Jordan Love is better than Desmond Ridder.
I would agree with that. I wouldn't go too far, even though everyone's already prematurely giving him his flowers. I mean, he's done some nice things this year, but I would say he's definitely better than Desmond Ridder.
So we really need to clean that up. I'm not asking you to give us the world and hold them to 125 yards again, But we need to cause turnovers. We need to give our offense the ball and let them control, the flow of the game. So 2 turnovers, that's all I'm asking for. We've gotten that one finally. So break the seal, get a pick, cause some ruckus. Offensively wise, we didn't go for it on 4th down. Dan Campbell did mention that he thought he was too conservative, which is probably alarming to you, because it's alarming to me and somebody who supports his 4th down calls. So I'm expecting him to go for it a lot more.
I mean, I feel like he does it out of momentum and necessity. I mean, it's not, they didn't really need to in the last game.
They definitely could have. There were definitely times where I thought that he was going to go for it. But let's not even get to that point. We were 4 of 14 on 3rd downs last game. That is not good. That's like 33%. We were one of the best teams on 3rd down last year. 75% or better on 3rd. Let's not get to 4th down. Let's not even have to worry about it.
You got a lengthy list this week.
That's only 3, and I decided I'm going to start doing the team. So this week is 3 or less penalties. Last week was time of possession.
Okay.
Defense, 125 yards passing or less last week. This week, let's get 2 turnovers. Offense, last week, I don't remember what last week was, but 75% or better on 3rd down this week. And then I'm going to start singling out a player. And when I say singling out, I don't necessarily mean like somebody who's been playing bad.
Not in a negative way, necessarily.
Not in a negative way. But this week, let's keep the momentum going on defense and through our best player on defense. Hutch, 2 sacks. Get some more sacks. Keep getting to the quarterback. Keep his momentum going, because if he's playing good, he's going to draw more attention and more attention and more attention, which is going to free up the other guys to go out and make some plays.
I think that point kind of pivots into my lighter demand, or maybe not a specific demand, but on the whole, I think this game is really going to depend on them pressuring and shutting down Jordan Love. I really do think that,
because I'm confident they can shut down the running game at this point.
Me too. And I think offensively they can absolutely score some points on this Green Bay defense, even on the road, even in Lambeau. But Jordan Love to me is kind of the wild card in this game. And I feel like if you can really just shut him down like early and like just keep him contained, keep pressure, like get a couple sacks, like I don't feel like he's not capable yet of climbing out of that big of a hole. So to me, that's kind of where it all starts on defense, and just go do work in every other area. So
what's the demand?
Pressure to Jordan Love, I suppose.
All right. Well, we are going to wrap the show up. We'll come back next week and we'll see how they do.